explanation of what we're going to be doing on the road. Try to pay attention to the examiner. The examiner is going to read you instructions of what he's going to be expecting for you to do on the road. He's never going to ask you to do anything that is unsafe or anything that is illegal. Every time you see him writing on the piece of paper, that necessarily means that he's taking any points off. He writes everything that you do good and everything that you do wrong. Exaggerate your head movement looking through your mirrors, because the test is based on you looking through the mirror. Actually, if you could do it every 7 seconds, like the book says, that would be the best way of doing it. Well, the first thing is this. Let's say that you're driving up a mountain with in a 4-lane highway, loaded. How are you going to do it? You're going to be on the right-hand side of the road in a good gear, a strong gear that makes you go up. Which gear is the perfect gear to go up? Well, it all depends on the climb, how steep it is. Maybe first gear will be the right one, second gear, third gear. Well, you want to make sure that you're going up in the right gear. Also, you're going to be looking on your mirrors constantly, looking back through your mirrors. Let's say that you get to the top of the very steep hill and you're going to start going down. Again, it's a 4-lane highway, loaded. And again, it will be on your right-hand side, looking on your mirrors constantly. This time going down in a lower gear than the one you went up. Let's say that you went up in second, you're going to come down in first, never in neutral. Also, what we're going to be doing is going to be the snub braking. How do you do the snub braking? Well, what the state wants you to do is this. Let's say that there is a 40-mile-an-hour posted on the road. When you start going down the hill, you're going to go ahead and start pressing the brakes until your vehicle reaches 35 miles an hour. When your vehicle hits 35 miles an hour, then you let go of the foot of the brake, let it climb up again to 40 miles an hour, and then you go down again. That is called snub braking, and that is what we expect from you guys to be doing on the road. Now, let's say we're going to go ahead and cross the railroad tracks. We're carrying hazardous materials or have passengers. For today and the test that you guys are going to be doing, we're doing the simulation like if you have hazardous materials. How are we going to do it? 100 feet before getting to the train tracks, you're going to go ahead and put your forward flashers to let the vehicles behind you know that you are slowing down. When you get to 15 feet before the train tracks, you're going to go ahead and stop. You're going to look to the left, look to your right. If you need to bring down the window or open the door on the bus, please do so you can listen better. And then you're going to cross the train tracks on the same gear. Do not change gears on the train tracks. After that, you have picked up to 25 miles an hour. Then go ahead and take off your forward flashers. Let's say that you're driving and you get a flat tire. What will be the procedure step by step? Very important, step by step to get off the road. The first thing should be putting your right-hand flasher, looking on your mirrors to make sure that no traffic is coming through your right, and start moving slowly into your right-hand line. Never press the brake hard, okay? Keep going until you come off completely off the road on the shoulder, at least 5 feet off the road, so no cars or trucks that comes from the back will hit you. After you're there, you're going to go down. Actually, I'm sorry. You're going to go ahead and put your brakes, put your forward flashers, look outside to make sure everything is safe, and then go down and look at the problem that you have. When you have done that, you have come up again to the truck. What we're going to do? Take off the brakes, take off the forward flashers, look in your mirror, make sure nobody's coming, pick up enough speed in your lane, and then climb in or go into the road together with the traffic flow. All right, let's say that we're going to go ahead and start making turns. I have a chart in here that is going to help you guys understand what will be the best way of doing so. Let's say we're going to go ahead and make a right turn. In here, how are we going to make the right turn? The best way possible that you guys are going to be able to do this is getting closer to the yellow line or to the white line in this side, so it gives you enough space on the right. We're going to go ahead and pull up to the middle of our intersection and then start turning. Now, you could go ahead and go up and come back to the right. That is legal, even though if this was 2 yellow lines, you could pull up and then come back to your right. What you have to be watching out for is in this corner. You don't want the vehicle to hit the shoulder, hit the corner, because if you do so, it's an automatic failure. Can you imagine if somebody was standing there or somebody in a wheelchair? So that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we're safe. How are we going to be doing it? Well, we're going to be looking in our mirror before getting to the corner. We're going to be looking in our mirror meanwhile we're turning, and we're going to look in our mirror after we have turned to make sure that we're looking all the way, all throughout. And it's part of the test. And the test, you have to be looking on your mirrors 53 times that is marked. So you have to look more than 53 times on the test. So remember, before the turn, during the turn, and after the turn, you have to be looking at those mirrors. Let's say we're going to go ahead and make a left turn. We're here in the left lane, and we're going to start pulling up. You need to climb on from left lane to the left. Remember, here was from right to right, here from left to left. If the space that you have here is very short, is very minimal, and you cannot go from left to left, well, if you need to widen yourself up and go wider, you could go ahead and go wider, but you need to come back, and end up in the left lane. When you're in the left lane, then little by little, you're going to start changing lanes to the right, and all the way to the last right-hand lane. Why? Because all commercial vehicles drives into the right lane. Let's say that you have two turning lanes, okay? Let's say that you have two turning lanes. What would be the best way possible? Well, you may know it already. If you have two lanes turning to the left, every commercial vehicle should always stay on the outside lane. Always climb up high and come back in, or if it is in here. But you have to be watching out for this vehicle. You don't want to hit this vehicle, the back of the trailer, when the vehicle is next to you. So make sure you open wide, and if you need to come back, be careful, okay? Always watching out. Now, let's say that you're going to go ahead and climb into the expressway. What's the minimum speed on the expressway? The minimum is not 55, it's not 60 or 70, that's the maximum. The minimum is 40 miles an hour. That means that you guys are going to go ahead and accelerate and try to build up your acceleration in the acceleration lane to get inside with the flow of traffic. Do not go inside of any expressway without picking up speed no less than 40 miles an hour. When you're going inside of the expressway, always be looking in the mirrors, putting the flashers to the left to make sure that everything is safe. You're going to go ahead and climb in. On some trucks, the flashers doesn't come off, so you may have to go ahead and take them off by your hand. When you're coming off the expressway, reduce the speed. You don't want to keep going with the same speed that you're coming on the road on the off-ramp. That's what the off-ramp is for. So you can go ahead and reduce the speed, and you get in slowly without any problems. Let's say that you're going to cross through an intersection. What's the best way possible of doing it? Well, you're going to go ahead and go through the intersection looking on your sides. Why? Because a police car, fire truck, ambulance can take the red light. So you want to be watching out for that. The best way possible is never to speed up to a green light. Why? Because the green light can change anytime. You do not know how long that green light has been there. So you never want to speed up to a green light. What's the best way possible of doing it? Well, the best way of doing it is like this. You're going to go ahead 100 feet before the light. You're going to go ahead and take your foot off the accelerator and do a brake over. Do not press the brakes. Do not push the brakes. Just do a brake over. When you get 50 feet before the light, then you're going to go ahead and start accelerating. If the light changes within 100 feet, you were already prepared. You were able to stop. If the light changes between 50 to 30 feet, you have to get going, because your vehicle is so high that the car behind you cannot see the light. So if you go ahead and brake, it's going to go ahead and hit you. So you want to be watching out for them too also. Now that we passed through the intersection, looking to our sides, looking for emergency vehicles, and everything was fine, something else that we need to talk about is the height of the bridges. When you go underneath the bridge, you want to make sure for the clearance. If you do not look up and look for the clearance of the bridge, guess what, my friend? You just lost the point. You got to be looking out for the clearance. On the speeds that you have on the road, let's say that the speed posted is 40 miles an hour. Well, we would like you to go at 35 miles an hour. If you speed up or you keep speeding up, it will be an automatic failure. Try always to be driving safe. If you drive crazy, if you do things that you shouldn't be doing driving, remember constantly looking on your mirrors. If you turn the corners, you hit a sidewalk or a medium, that's an automatic failure. Okay, so you don't want to fail for something simple as that. Then that will be the end of our road explanation. I hope all you guys do good, and I hope to see you all there. If you have any questions, please ask us. Thank you.